So I understand with my New Year's resolution.
Man, I'm trying to help you, brother. I am trying.
Next year's resolution is no more naked pictures of me at countrygiant.com.
Man, can we start that resolution now?
Well, no, I've already started this. I'm going to and actually, it has helped me quite a bit. If you don't know, I have posted a topless picture of myself online at countrygiant.com because over the month of December, I gained 15 pounds in 1 month, and I blame my mother for cooking.
I understand. Matter of fact, we've made a new buddy and friend over at Registered Dietitian in the Cookeville Regional Medical Center. This is Heather Hoffman.
Oh, she's on the phone. Hi, Heather.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Well, this is quite a surprise. And it's one, so you got me my own dietitian?
That's right.
That's awesome.
You're so lucky.
I want these pictures to go away.
Heather, I don't think I'm the only one battling the bulge, especially this time of the year. It seems like it's either flab or finances as far as New Year's resolutions go.
That's right. America's full of both of those issues.
Yeah, exactly.
You're good company.
Well, good. Well, is there some practical advice? I mean, I've learned that if it tastes good, I probably shouldn't eat it.
That's not all true. That disappoints me because then people start to gravitate towards those fad diets, and that never lasts for more than a month or two.
So you're saying maybe Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers
something long term, but
Mediterranean
you can do it without
diets.
joining a program that costs. I mean, there's just some good sense, common sense approaches that you can take. We can talk about those.
All right. Well, let's talk about that because I'll be honest, that is one of the big problems that I have. I've got one of those fast and furious lifestyles. There's something going on every single day of my life, and I've got a 3-year-old on top of that. So it seems like we're always on the go, and it's getting something fast, or even if we're at home, we're all eating at different times, and so you know how that goes. It's just grabbing stuff from the cupboard and the fridge and not really preparing like an all food group sit down kind of meal.
Right. You answered one of my first questions that I asked, and that is, did this creep up on you, or did you change something in a short term? Did you have a lifestyle change that caused this? It's a lot easier to fix what it sounds like your problem is than the one that creeps up since high school, and before you know it, you're not getting in the door frame, that sort of thing.
Right. Yep.
So yours just hit all of a sudden. So you've changed something. We can tweak it right back and maybe get you back in line with where you were.
Sure. Well, this has become a typical thing for me to deal with because it seems like in December, obviously, it starts to get cold, so I get less active. And then on top of that, I take more time off in December, which puts me at home with nothing to do but to snack and eat all day.
So your hobbies include sitting and eating.
Yes. Well, in the month, in that month alone, usually.
That might be one of the first things you want to address is what you do for a hobby, because you're going to need to have. This is the same body you're going to get till the end of your days. So if you can start putting new hobbies in that don't include so much sitting and eating recreationally, you'll notice that you'll start feeling better for the long run.
Right. Well, and that's true. Well, let's talk about common things. What are foods that we should definitely stay away from?
There's no such food that you can't put in your mouth at one time or another, and I think that's one of the things that people get a misconception with. There's no bad food, and you could just throw that idea out.
So you're going with anything in moderation.
Well, yes, that's the key.
Heather.
Well, because then you never fall off that. That's a lifestyle change. So if you start from, first off, my first question will be, do you eat all your meals? Do you skip breakfast, or do you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner like you ought to?
Right.
Like your mama taught you.
As far as me, I always skip breakfast, usually because I'm working at that time and I just don't think about it. And so it's lunchtime before I think. But the problem with that is I want to eat a lot at lunchtime.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's the first problem. The second one is that you've missed your high time for your metabolism.
Yeah.
Your body's cranked to burn the most fuel first thing in the morning, and you've missed that opportunity to feed yourself there, so you're actually working against keeping your metabolism up, your rate you're burning off calories.
So you're saying eat to lose weight in that
in the morning, and that's what the typical American does, is we skip breakfast, and we have if I want to make a sumo wrestler, I just feed them once a day, 6,000 calories. So don't go towards the sumo wrestler diet. Go instead have a small breakfast, maybe 200-300 calories, something for lunch that doesn't exceed maybe, if you're trying to lose weight, 700-800 calories, and same game for dinner depending on your activity. And most people will start to see a change at that point.
Right. So a lot of the thing is not exactly what you eat, but how much you eat and when you eat, and
that's the second part of it. Is let's try to treat this body like we're going to have to live in it forever. So what you put in it, if you just survive on Snickers bars, which would be my favorite there, you can't. You can get the fun-size Snickers bars, bring them in there, but mostly choose what you would choose for your loved ones. What would you feed your 3-year-olds? try to pick your fruits and vegetables. Try to choose nice, not fried, high salty foods, but instead the lean meats. Most of us know we know the game. We know what we're supposed to do.
Right.
It's to try to get our attitude set to do it. And so a few little tips help in not skipping breakfast, and then having smaller portions, and try to remind yourself when you want to overeat, you get to eat again. This is not your last supper. You can have, the next meal will come in maybe even 3-4 hours, and you can eat again, and kind of promise yourself that, and pop some gum in your mouth to keep yourself orally stimulated. You know, you can keep yourself chewing.
I think the good advice there is, feed yourself what you would feed your 3-year-old, because I'd love Happy Meals. Hang on a second. Hold on. We're on the line. Again, it's Heather from the Cookeville Regional Medical Center. She's a dietitian. I did have a specific question for you.
Sure.
Because we all have our favorite foods, and I know you've already addressed that, it's not the food that's bad, it's how much we eat, when we eat, and more of lifestyle decisions that can really make that a bad decision.
Right.
I thought if I could give you some foods that I like to eat, maybe you could tell me either some healthy alternatives or maybe some ways to make the dishes that I like healthier or that sort of thing.
Great idea.
And so I told you I'm an on-the-run type person, so I mean, if it's simple and easy to fix, I'm all about it.
Okay.
No, I mean, really, that sounds, but I've always been like that from my bachelor days. My wife is not one of those homemakers that, she loves to cook and is in the kitchen. When she does cook, it's incredible, but usually not healthy.
Right.
But it's really good. So I like sandwiches are huge at my house. I love soups. I'm a big cereal eater. I like salad, but only Caesar salad. Huge baked potato lover. Anything with cheese is great, which I know is horrible for me. But I'm kind of one of those meat and potato guys.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that's what I love.
And these are not bad choices. Again, I would just like you were saying, how do you manipulate this so that it's not we don't hurt ourselves with our good choices?
Sure.
Baked potatoes are innocent. What we put on top of the baked potato either makes it guilty or not.
Sure.
The baked potato itself is a great choice.
Okay.
We typically put cream corn on top. It kind of gives a mouth taste of a gravy, but it doesn't add any of the fat.
That's a good idea.
So that might be something that you put up with.
I
Otherwise,
love corn, yeah.
people do the low-fat or fat-free sour cream, or they'll put broccoli on top, or they do cottage cheese. There's also, if you kind of think out of the box, you'd be surprised at how many things you can do to help yourself.
Speaking of boxes, I love cereal. A huge lover of cereal, but I won't lie to you. I've always been one of those kid cereal type eaters. The sugary cereals. I'm
known here. My reputation is for the fiber woman here. If anyone's going to talk about bowel management, typically me. So let me tell you what I typically do, and even my children are on board with this. They tolerate this. Is that I'll buy them the Lucky Charms, but I'll put some Fiber One cereal in it. And the reason why is because Fiber One cereal, for the quantity, the smallest amount, has got the highest fiber count, the insoluble fiber, the kind of keeping your colon kicking.
Sure.
And the American public is constipated. And it just makes us nasty people. So and our personalities actually decrease with that.
Right.
So we really want to try to push the fiber. So I'm not going to pick on a cereal choice. I will ask you, though, instead to maybe sprinkle some Fiber One on there to kind of get that fiber count up, because that's what you lose with the kids' cereal.
I see. So you mix some of the good cereal in with the candy cereal, and you'll be better at least from that.
You're happy. You get what you want, but then you still make an adult choice, a better choice.
Okay. Well, I know we've got to get to news here. I'm sorry.
Do you go for the one with the prizes?
Absolutely, sure. They're all online crap, which ticks me off, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the last question that I have for you, and I think it's a popular question of folks, is here in America, we love our soda pop, our Cokes and Pepsis and that sort of thing. And so if I know the thing is to give them up, but if we have to have one, if we want one, have you done any research to say, all right, this is the healthiest, if you're going to drink soda, this is the healthiest one?
No one's ever died from lack of soda pop. It is not a necessary nutrient in our diet.
Sure.
It's a fun food. It tastes good. We like the fizz. Again, quantity control. If you're younger or if you're active and you can afford the sugar, if you're not diabetic, we can put up with a couple sodas a day. The problem is that there's no nutrient value in there. So you really just want to use it as kind of a garnish or just as an extra food item.
I see.
Not to live on your sugar intake, especially if you're not diet soda drinkers.
I gotcha. Okay.
And you're regular, because those calories add up.
I would love to maybe do some research off the air with you and find out, all right, if you are going to make that choice, go for this choice, or here's the top 3 healthiest choices in that category.
Well, there's caffeine issues, and there's phosphorus in the dark sodas.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some answers there.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to Heather maybe off the air and get some of that posted online. Heather, thanks for your time this morning.
You're welcome.